Paris, the city of lights. A name everyone whispers, a place everyone dreams of visiting because it's so beautiful and romantic. This city just pulls you in. From the second you get there, it grabs your attention. It's more than just a dot on a map. It's a feeling, something you experience that feels like a big hug. Paris is just so attractive. You can feel it everywhere, from the bumpy stone streets to the big fancy avenues. It's in the smell of fresh bread coming from a bakery, the sound of kids laughing in the park, the pretty music from an accordion in a quiet square. Paris is a city of opposites, where old and new get along perfectly. Really old buildings stand tall next to shiny new ones, and their stories are all mixed up together. Imagine walking along the Seine River. Can you almost hear the whispers of history? Lovers walking hand in hand, artists painting beautiful pictures of the city, people fighting for freedom. Their stories are still here. They make Paris even more magical. Every stone, every bridge, every building remembers so many important moments. These moments shaped Paris and the whole world. The city's history is like a beautiful tapestry. It's made up of happy times and sad times, stories of love and loss. As you walk down small streets and big avenues, you see this story unfold. You can almost feel the people who were here before you. It's like their footsteps echo through time. But Paris isn't stuck in the past. It loves the present too, while remembering its history. The city is buzzing with energy, like a happy hum. It's exciting and cozy all at once. It's a place where people follow their dreams, where they find what they love, where anything seems possible. Paris calls out to dreamers, artists, and wanderers. It's a city that makes you feel creative, sparks romance, and wakes up all your senses. Imagine walking through the charming streets of Montmartre. Picture yourself enjoying a delicious pastry at a sidewalk cafe. Think about looking at famous paintings in the Louvre Museum. Paris has a way of stealing your heart. The city's magic isn't just in its famous landmarks, it's also in the everyday things. It's the simple joy of drinking coffee at a bar, watching people walk by, or getting lost in a bookstore. That's what makes Paris special. Paris is a city that tells you to slow down, to enjoy every moment, to get lost in the beauty around you. It's a place where you can escape the rush of everyday life and just be yourself. In the middle of this amazing city, magic is everywhere. You can find it in the happy sounds of kids playing in the Luxembourg Gardens. You can hear it in the glasses clinking at a busy little restaurant. You can see it in the soft glow of streetlights shining on the Seine River. It's in the very air you breathe, the things you see, the sounds all around you. Paris is a city you won't forget even after you say goodbye. It's a place you remember fondly, a memory that makes you smile and want to go back. So come along, let Paris enchant you. Find the secrets hiding in plain sight, feel the city's heartbeat, and let its special charm sweep you off your feet. All right, get ready. It's time to go up the Eiffel Tower. Not just to look at it from the ground, but to actually go inside. You can walk up the stairs if you want to take it slow and easy. Or if you like things fast and exciting, zoom up in one of the glass elevators. Either way, you'll be more and more excited the closer you get to the top. As you go up, the whole city of Paris spreads out below you. It's like a giant puzzle made of buildings and streets and everything Paris has to offer. The streets that looked so busy with people and cars now look tiny, like toy cars on a toy road. Even the sounds of the city get quieter, like a soft hum. And all those famous places, like the Louvre Museum, they start to look smaller too. It's like seeing them with brand new eyes. Each level of the Eiffel Tower gives you a whole new view. On the first level, there's a see-through floor. You can look straight down. It might make you a little dizzy, but it's super cool. And if you get hungry, there are restaurants on the first and second levels. You can grab a snack, maybe some yummy French fries, and enjoy the amazing view. But the best part? The very, very top. As you keep climbing higher, you can almost feel the air getting thinner and hear the wind. It's like the tower is whispering stories about everyone who's ever been up there. You get more and more excited, and then you're there. You step out onto the top of the Eiffel Tower. Watch what happens as the day starts to end. The light changes, making everything look golden. The Eiffel Tower looks like it's glowing, all bright and warm from the setting sun. It's really amazing to be up here watching this happen as the City of Lights gets ready to, well, light up the night. Look, everyone's gathered, looking at the sunset. Click, 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 go the cameras. Everyone's trying to take a picture, but it's hard to really show how beautiful it is. The light makes the Seine River sparkle and the buildings look gold and pink. It's like a dream. As the sun goes away, the streetlights start to turn on, one by one, like stars. And then whoosh, the Eiffel Tower lights up, shining super bright. Wow, it's so cool to see how Paris becomes the city of lights. It's like magic. From way up here, you have the best view. The sky turns from blue to orange, then purple. See how the colors shine in the river? The air gets a little cooler and everyone gets quiet just watching. Wow, coming down from the Eiffel Tower, you still feel that excitement. You saw Paris in a whole new way, like a giant map spread out below. You felt the city's heartbeat. But even more than that, you shared a special moment with the Eiffel Tower. It was like it gave you a giant hug while you stood way up high looking out at the world. The Eiffel Tower isn't just another place to see. It's not just a cool building. It's Paris itself. It shows how creative, exciting, and romantic the city is. It's seen everything, from big wars to big parties, and everyone who visits feels that sense of wonder. Walking away, the tower's lights twinkle behind you. You understand the City of Lights so much better now. This feeling stays with you, a memory you won't forget. You just know deep down that you'll come back. Paris and its amazing tower will call you back to see it all again. From the Eiffel Tower, our trip through Paris takes us to another famous place, a place where art is king, the Louvre Museum. It used to be a royal palace, and now it's a place filled with amazing art from hundreds of years ago. People come from all over the world to see it. Even before you go inside, the Louvre looks super impressive. The outside is covered with fancy carvings and huge columns. It makes you think about the kings and queens who used to live there. The Louvre is gigantic. You could easily get lost in all the hallways and rooms filled with art. But that's part of the fun. There's so much to see. You could spend your whole life there and still not see everything. When you walk into the big courtyard, you'll see a giant glass pyramid. It looks really cool next to the old buildings around it. This pyramid was designed by IMP, and it's the main entrance to the museum. It lets a lot of sunlight into the courtyard below. The pyramid is a symbol of how the Louvre keeps the old stuff safe, but also likes new things too. It's a perfect mix of old and new, just like Paris. When you step inside, you'll see lots of people. Tourists, art lovers, and regular people are all walking around. You can hear everyone talking, and it makes a nice sound in the big rooms. Everyone is excited to see the amazing art inside the Louvre. Alright, so you're in the Louvre. You absolutely to see the Mona Lisa. It's like the main event. She's hanging out in a huge, fancy room called the Salle des États. And let me tell you, it's crowded. Like Eiffel Tower crowded. People from all over the world are lined up just to get a peek. Everyone wants to see that famous smile. Gap 2S. Now the painting itself is smaller than you might think. But wow, does it have presence? It's behind bulletproof glass with a guard standing by like she's royalty, and her eyes. It feels like she's watching you wherever you go in the room. Cameras are flashing like crazy, but no picture can really capture her magic. That smile, it's legendary. People have been talking about it for centuries. Is she happy? Does she know a secret? Nobody knows. And that's part of what makes it so special. When you stand there in front of her, you feel connected to everyone who's ever seen her. It's pretty amazing. Of course, you gotta take a selfie. But after that, take a minute to really look at the painting. The way Da Vinci blended the colors, the light and shadows, how real her skin looks. It's incredible. It's like, this is what a real genius can do. It's the power of art, you know? Okay, so everyone wants to see the Mona Lisa, right? She's amazing, no doubt. But guess what? The Louvre is with incredible art. It's not just about Mona Lisa's smile. There's art from ancient Egypt to, well, paintings you might have seen in your grandparents' house. Think centuries of art, all under one roof. Imagine walking into a room filled with Egyptian stuff. Giant statues of pharaohs, those kings and queens from way back when. And those boxes, sarcophagi, covered in those cool Egyptian symbols, hieroglyphics. It's like stepping back in time, then boom, you're in a different room. This time it's ancient Greece. You see these beautiful vases perfectly shaped, and the paintings on them? They tell stories, myths, and legends that people have been telling for ever. Every room in the Louvre is like a portal. It takes you to a different time, a different place. You get to connect with the artists, the people who poured their hearts into making these amazing things. So, you're exploring the Louvre, right? Walking down these long hallways like a maze. You know what's cool? You'll find these hidden treasures, these amazing pieces of art that most people miss. They're like secrets, just waiting for someone to discover them. These are the special pieces that grab your attention, the ones that make you want to stay and look, really look. Don't be afraid to wander off a bit. Check out the rooms with Islamic art or Asian art or even the furniture and stuff. A lot of people skip these sections, but trust me, they're full of amazing things. You'll see beautiful rugs, colorful fabrics, fancy china, and furniture fit for a king. These hidden treasures remind us that art isn't just about famous paintings and big statues. It's about the little things, the details, the stories that artists tell with their brushes and chisels. As you walk out of the Louvre back into the busy Paris streets, you feel amazed and inspired. The Louvre isn't just a museum, it's like a monument to human creativity. It's where the past and the present talk to each other. Think about how the Louvre's grand old buildings stand next to that modern glass pyramid. It's a perfect symbol. It shows how old and new things can live together beautifully. Old masterpieces give new artists big ideas. And people from everywhere come to understand art, which speaks to everyone. The Louvre reminds us that art is bigger than any time or place. Our trip through Paris now takes us to the Ile de la Cité. It's a small island in the middle of the Seine River. This is where we find the amazing Notre-Dame Cathedral. It's a place where history and faith come together. Even from far away, Notre-Dame is impressive. Its two tall towers reach high into the sky. The front of the building, with all its fancy details, shows how clever the builders were long ago. The square in front of Notre Dame is always busy. Tourists and Parisians visit this beautiful old building. But even with all the people, it feels peaceful. It feels like you're walking on special ground, a place where history and faith have been important for hundreds of years. Inside, Notre Dame is a beautiful example of Gothic architecture. The super high ceilings, colorful stained glass windows, and all the little details will amaze you. Notre Dame isn't just a beautiful building. It's also a really special, almost holy place. You feel it everywhere. As you walk down the main hallway, it's like stepping back in time. You can almost hear the prayers and songs from hundreds of years ago. And then there are the rose windows. They're these giant, colorful glass pictures that tell stories from the Bible. They're amazing. Even though there was a big fire in 2019, Notre Dame is still strong. It'll take a long time to fix it, but everyone knows it will be beautiful again. Its bells will ring out and people will come to visit from all over the world, just like they always have. From the quiet beauty of Notre Dame, our Paris trip takes us to lovely Montmartre. It's a neighborhood all its own, sitting on a hill looking over the city. As you climb the steps to Sacré-Cœur Basilica, Montmartre's most famous sight, you'll feel like you're getting away. It's like leaving the busy city and stepping into a world of artists and dreamers. Montmartre's streets are made of cobblestones. They twist and turn past cute cafes, little shops, and artists' studios. Around every corner there's something new to see, a hidden courtyard or a peek into the lives of the people who live here. The air feels creative, like the famous artists who once lived here, Picasso, Dali, Renoir, and Toulouse-Lautrec. Step into Sacré-Cœur and it's peaceful inside. The ceilings are high with colorful mosaics. The stained glass windows make rainbow light on the marble floors. The Sacré-Cœur Basilica is definitely the most famous thing in Montmartre, but the heart of this place is its art and its free spirit. Let's wander through Place du Tertre, a square where artists have gathered for over 100 years. Look around, easels and canvases everywhere. You see painters capturing the very soul of Montmartre. Their brushes bring the neighborhood's charm to life right before your eyes. But Montmartre's art isn't just in Place du Tertre, it's everywhere. Let's explore the Musée de Montmartre. It's an old house, once home to many artists. Here we can dive into the history of art in this amazing place and feel the creative energy that has made Montmartre so special for so long. As the sun starts to set in Montmartre and the city below glows like gold, let's take a moment to enjoy the special view from up here. From this hilltop you can see the Eiffel Tower far away, reminding us of the modern city Paris is today. But right here, you're surrounded by the charm and history of long ago. Montmartre, just like all of Paris, is like a tapestry sewn together with pieces from different times. It's a place where the past and the present live together peacefully. It's where the memories of famous artists and revolutionaries mix with the happy sounds of kids playing in the squares. And as you say goodbye to Montmartre, with its cobblestone streets lit by soft streetlights, you'll take with you a feeling of wonder. You'll understand even more how Paris can surprise and amaze you. Paris isn't just about the famous sights. The real magic is in the everyday things, the little moments that make Paris, Paris. It's the smell of warm bread from a bakery, the bright colors of macarons in a shop window, the music of someone playing an accordion on the street. Paris wants you to slow down. Enjoy the simple things. Just wander around, looking at everything and taking it all in. Start your day like a Parisian coffee and a croissant at a table outside a cafe. As you walk through the different neighborhoods, each one special in its own way, you'll see how Parisians live their lives, day by day. Paris, wow, it's a city that tickles all your senses. And nowhere is this more true than when it comes to food. From fancy restaurants with awards to simple street food carts, Paris is a food lover's dream. It's a city that loves eating and drinking with a whole lot of heart and style. Start your food adventure by going to a local bakery. Just the smell of the fresh bread baking is enough to make you hungry. If you want to feel real Parisian elegance, go eat at one of the city's many small restaurants called bistros. And no food trip to Paris is complete without going to a cheese shop. They're called fromageries. And get ready to be amazed by all the different smells and textures of cheese. As the cold of winter fades away, Paris wakes up from its sleep. Spring arrives and the city comes alive. It's exciting and magical all at once. Like an artist picking new colors, Paris trades its dull winter look for bright pastels. These pretty colors make the streets and gardens feel fresh and new. Springtime in Paris is like a beautiful song. The air, once cold and sharp, gets soft and warm. It carries the sweet smell of flowers, cherry blossoms, hyacinths, and daffodils. They all bloom at once in a burst of color. Birds sing everywhere, adding to the happy sounds of the city waking up from its winter nap. Parks and gardens, once bare and empty, become green and full of life. The trees get new leaves, and the flower beds are full of colorful flowers. The Tuileries Garden, right between the Louvre Museum and the Place de la Concorde, becomes a huge field of tulips. Their bright colors show off just how amazing nature can be. It's the perfect time for a relaxing walk along the Seine River. Chestnut trees line the riverbanks, covered in pretty pink and white flowers. These flowers make the water look even prettier. Outdoor cafes and restaurants open up again. They invite everyone, Parisians and tourists, to enjoy the sunshine. It's a great time to relax with a cup of coffee, a croissant, and a good chat. As the summer heat fades and the days get shorter, Paris gets ready for autumn. The streets and gardens turn beautiful shades of gold. The air gets crisp and cool, and you can smell fallen leaves, damp earth, and it makes you think of cozy nights inside. The city's parks and gardens become amazing with color. The trees are bright red, gold, and reddish-brown. The Jardin des Plantes, a special garden with lots of plants and even a small zoo, is a great place to be in autumn. The paths are covered in fallen leaves, and you can hear them rustling in the wind. Autumn in Paris is great for slow walks, crunching through piles of leaves and enjoying the last warm days of sunshine before winter arrives. It's the perfect time to visit the city's museums and art galleries where you can stay warm and see amazing art and culture. The smell of roasted chestnuts fills the air. It's a special autumn smell that reminds you of cozy nights by the fire. People sell these warm snacks from carts on street corners. The smell mixes with the smell of wood smoke from fireplaces. As the days get shorter and the first snowflakes drift down, Paris changes again. It becomes magical, like winter, elegant and warm at the same time. The city gets dressed up, with twinkling lights along the streets. Shop windows turn into holiday scenes, full of Christmas spirit. The air gets cold and crisp. You can smell wood smoke, roasted chestnuts, and something sweet, Van Shaw. It's a warm, spiced wine that warms you right up. Christmas music plays from stores and cafes. You can hear kids laughing and playing in the snow. The Eiffel Tower, covered in a little snow, sparkles with thousands of lights. It's like a giant Christmas tree shining over the city. The Champs-Élysées becomes a winter wonderland, twinkling with lights and decorations on the trees. Winter in Paris is for getting cozy inside. Think warm cafes and bistros with steamy windows and fireplaces. People are chatting and laughing. It's the perfect time for yummy, warm food like onion soup, beef stew, and fondue. The kind of food that warms you from the inside out. As your trip to Paris ends, picture yourself at a train station, maybe Gare du Nord. Home is calling, but you feel like a piece of you is staying behind in the city of lights. Everything you did, everything you saw, the whole feel of Paris, it's now a part of you, a memory you'll always keep. Close your eyes. For a second, you're back in those happy cafes, those busy markets, those quiet old churches. You remember the smell of warm bread, the taste of strong coffee, the bumpy cobblestone streets, the sound of an accordion playing in a moonlit square. Paris has a way of charming everyone, even if they don't want to be charmed. It wakes something up inside you, a sense of wonder, a desire for adventure, a wish for beauty everywhere you look. Paris isn't just a city you visit, it's something you feel, a story you'll keep telling, a love that stays with you long after you've said goodbye. And as the train leaves the station, taking you away from the city that captured your heart, this isn't goodbye forever. It's just a bientôt. Until next time. You've got a little bit of Paris tucked away with you, right there in your suitcase next to your souvenirs. But it's way more than just those little things you bought. It's like you've captured the spirit of Paris, its charm, its happy energy. It's changed how you see things, like how much you enjoy simple stuff now. Think about it, a relaxing coffee break, a stroll through the park, even chatting with someone new. It's like Paris showed you how to find beauty in everyday things. The sunlight on a building, the bright colors of flowers at a market, the music from a street violinist. Paris woke up your senses, made you notice things more, and showed you that beauty is everywhere. You see the world differently now, like you're noticing both the big, famous landmarks and the little details all around you. You catch yourself thinking back to your time in Paris, telling stories to your friends and family. They're amazed when you describe how magical the city is. And when you're talking about it, you realize you're not just telling stories, you're living them all over again. Every word brings back the feelings, the excitement, everything about your time in Paris. Paris, the city of lights, the city of love, a place where dreams come true, a place where romance blooms, a place where history whispers from every little street and big avenue. It's a city that has charmed people for hundreds of years. Its magic is as timeless as the Eiffel Tower. Maybe you've walked through the halls of the Louvre Museum. Maybe you've looked up at the amazing Notre-Dame Cathedral. Maybe you've walked along the Seine River with someone special. Or maybe you've just enjoyed a pastry at a sidewalk cafe. No matter what you've done, Paris has touched your heart. It's a city you won't forget, even after you've said goodbye. So until we meet again, Paris, may your streets be filled with laughter and music. May your cafes be busy with chatter and new ideas. And may your spirit keep inspiring dreamers and adventurers from all over the world. Because everyone who visits has a special place in their heart for the City of Lights. A place where dreams take off and anything seems possible.